Alright, what's up guys, it's Cyanide, and today I'm going to be doing a video on how to make a redeem token API for your stealth server. I've actually had a lot of people ask me questions about this. Most of them just wanted me to send them my already made one that I actually used in XBL Rocks, but I figured a better option would be to actually show people how to do it themselves. So what we're going to do today is just the first part. I will make more videos later showing you how to add it to your server side and your client side, and actually how to open a message box to redeem it, and how to send it to your server and all that other good stuff. So the first thing we're going to do, like I said, we're going to create an API.php, and we're going to open our brackets here. We're going to close them, just like that. Now, I'm just going to paste this on the top, and I will give a download for this. But this is actually going to be how we're going to create the table. You're going to go to your consoles database, and we're going to run this SQL code, and it will put the table in your database. Alright, so now that we have that, let's just put a little comment here at the top. We're going to call it, I don't know, redeem token tutorial part 1 by Cyanide. Alright, now that we have that, what we are going to do is we are going to declare our database information. So I'm going to declare an array because I just love arrays. I'm going to call it DB. And we're going to make an array. And the first part of the array, we are going to put our host. Our host is going to be the IP of your SQL server, your phpMyAdmin, or your website. So we're going to, for all general purposes, we're just going to say xblskid.com. Alright, the next part is going to be the SQL user, which is the username you use to log into your SQL database. We again are going to call it xblskid. Alright. Of course, the next part is going to be our password. And what better password do skids use than password? So that did not work. Okay, it's just going to crash. That works. There we go. Come on. Computer's being really slow for no reason. Alright, now that we have that, we are going to declare our database. And our database is going to be the name of the database which you store your information. We are just going to call it consoles, because that's what I assume yours is called. So now that we have that, we have our DB information. Now we want to set up our connection. How we're going to do that is we are going to declare a connection. I'm going to call it connection. No, let's make it shorter. There we go. Connection. And then we're going to do MySQLi, because MySQL is outdated. We're going to connect. And how we're going to do that is first we're going to be our host. Then it's going to be our username. Then we're going to be our password. And then, of course, our database. And that will connect to that. Alright, now the next thing we're going to do is store our results, yet again, in an array. Like I said, I just love arrays. Actually, no, let's not do our results yet. We're skipping something very important. which is our requests. In our request, we're going to put an array. Alright, in the first part, we're going to use post, so we're going to use get, and we're going to do CPU key. We're just going to call it CPU for short, and we're going to do get. We're going to do our token, we're going to call it toke for short, just to keep variable names not as confusing as they were in my old script. And believe me, they were very confusing. So that's our whole array for our request. So the next thing we're going to do is our status array. So we're going to declare an array. And then after that, we're going to put in here, I'm actually going to make this a multi-dimensional array, or not multi-dimensional, but we're going to set variable names to each of the values. That way I can keep up with it easier, and I'm just going to assign an integer to each one. So this is going to be success. This one is going to be failed 0. This one is going to be failed 1, 4, failed 2. And if this is confusing you, do not feel bad, because it's confusing me as I'm doing it. Don't know how that's possible, because I'm the one who's doing it, so I'm making it confusing for myself. Alright, 6, and we're going to do one more. And we're going to call it failed 5, if I can type correctly. Failed 5, okay. That's our status array. Now that we've done that, we're going to see if we can minimize some of this stuff. So I'm going to save this. Alright, we're going to minimize that. We're going to try to minimize that, but I don't think it'll be. Well, whatever. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure our variables are set in our array. So we're going to do an if statement, and we're going to check if the variables are set by using the isSet function in PHP. So we're going to do the first part of the request array. You know what, I'm thinking we're going to do a for loop. This will probably be easier. For, come on, for I equals 0, I is less than array size. Cannot do that. We do count. I don't know if this is going to work, but request. Alright, count request. And then we're going to do I++. And yes, I did see my mistake. There we go. Alright, and for each one of those, we are going to do if requests I if request I is set. So I skipped something, is set. Alright. And then if it's not, we are going to declare boolean here. Fail equals false. We're going to declare fail equals true. And then we're going to here if fail equals, or if fail. There we go, if fail, we're going to echo, what do we want to echo? We're going to echo, well, let's add another one of these because I don't have enough. Fail 6. There we go. And we're going to do status status 8, just like that. Alright. Now that we have all that, the next thing we're going to do is actually check to see if the console exists in the console database. And how we are going to do that is we're going to do our command. So we're going to do cmd, hold on, we're going to say get console. And we're going to set it to a string. The string we're going to set is select all from consoles where CPU key equals our CPU key. Oh, whoops, hold on now. We did not name it that. So what we're going to need to do is go to request and do the first part of the array. So request first part of the array. And what this command is going to do is it's going to select all the matching data from consoles where the column of CPU key equals the CPU key that was submitted. Now we just need to run that code. So we're going to do SQL console. And we're going to do MySQL because we're using that. We're going to do query. And we are going to declare our connection. And then we are going to declare our command. Alright. So we have that. Now we just need to check. Actually, we need to get an array. So we're going to do data console. Alright, and the data console is going to be MySQL fetch array. The array is going to be SQL console. Just like that. I cannot type today. There we go. Now we're going to declare console, or I'll say console days. And console days is going to equal data console, and it's going to be days. We're going to use that variable later, but for now we are going to check to make sure that the command ran successfully. By checking to see if it failed, because with MySQLi queries or any kind of SQL queries in PHP, the result can either return a Boolean or it can return data. The only case in which it will return a Boolean is if it failed, and obviously it will return false. So what we're going to check to see is if this variable equals false, and if it's not, we're going to continue and we're going to grab the data that it returned because it didn't return false. So we're going to say SQL console, and if it failed, we are going to echo our first error, and our first error is going to be status well, this is not my day. Alright, there we go, status, and it's going to be 2. Status 2. There we go. Alright. A little something I forgot. I'll put that there. That there. And we are going to put this here. And we are going to put all this here. Or you know what we could do? Let's reverse this. It'd look a lot better. Alright, you know what? I completely screwed this up. Alright, yeah, that one's... Alright. So we're going to put all this in here. And then we are going to take this and put it in here. I don't know why I had to do that, but I thought it would just look neater. Alright, so after we've done that, we're going to come down here and grab the token data. So we got to make sure the token does exist, and how we're going to do that, we're going to declare a variable, get token, and it's going to equal select, if I can type, select all from tokens where token equals request 1. Alright, then we're going to run the query. SQL console, no, it's going to be tokens. I already did console. So XBL token, or SQL token, equals equals mysqli query. I'm going to run our connection and our command. Alright. Now that we've done that, we want to check to make sure the command actually ran successfully. How we're going to do that is we're going to check to make sure that SQL command did not return false. So SQL token, and then we're going to take this here, just copy it, and change it to 3, which is our next error in the array. And we're going to do another else. And we are going to check and get the token data. So how we're going to do that is do data token, and we're all set it to mysqli fetch array, and the array is going to be SQL token. Alright, now what we're going to do is get the token days. Token days equals data token. And we're going to grab days. Whoops, no, actually it's going to be time, I believe. Alright, and then we're going to do token used, and this one is going to be a boolean, and we're going to get it from data token, and this one is going to be called used. Alright, we've got those two. What we're going to do is we are going to update the token. So if we've gotten this far, let me do a little brief recap. If we've gotten this far, basically the console exists and we've grabbed the console's time. The token exists and we've grabbed the token's time. So now what we need to do is check to see if the token is used. How we're going to do that is we're going to do if token used. If the token is not used, we're going to continue, and we are going to update the token. So we're going to declare a variable called update token. We are going to set it to update the database tokens, and we are going to set IP of redeemer to IP. Nope, actually it's going to be request 3, or 2 rather, request 2. Alright. Alright, IP of redeemer. Alright, so the next part we're going to add is we're going to have to update, is redeemed by CPU key. Redeemed by CPU key. Sorry, I'm up here looking at my database on the other screen. So after we got redeemed by CPU key, we're going to set it to request 1. Or 0 rather. Request 0 because the CPU key is the first part of the array. I think it is anyways. It is, okay. Alright. So now that we have that, we're also going to set used. We'll set used to 1. That way no one else can redeem the same token again. Now, let me check my database. That's all we have to do. We just have to declare the token we want to update. So, we'll do where token if my computer was lagging. I think this big font and design I have on here is making a lag. Just wanted to make it visible so y'all could see it. So if token or where token equals requests and it's going to be the first part. There. Alright, we got that. So now what we need to do is run that. So we're going to do SQL update token. And we are going to do MySQLi query once again. You should start to be getting the hang of what we're doing here, the kind of concept of what we're doing. Alright, so after we declare our connection, of course, we're going to do update console. Or update, my bad. So we got that. Wow, I cannot type today. Not one bit. Alright, so once again, we are going to check to make sure that query did not fail. So SQL update token. If it did not fail, or if it did fail, yeah, if it did fail, we are going to echo our fourth status. Alright, yeah. And then we're going to do an else and continue on. So we've updated the token, we've set it to use. Now we actually want to add the time to the person's console. So we're going to do update console. Lag, okay. Update console. We're going to set it to update console set days to, I'm going to leave that blank for now because that part's a little tricky. We're going to set, actually that's it, we're just going to do the days. And we're going to do where CPU key equals CPU key, which is request 0, first part of the array. Alright, so that's that. Oops. Fail. Alright, now we're going to run the command, and how we're going to do that is, once again, SQL update console equals, not minus equals MySQLi query action, and we are going to declare our string. Oops, I'm a retard. Okay. Alright, update console, not update. So now that we've got that, I have no idea what I'm doing. Probably thinking the same thing right now, aren't you? Making fun of me. Talking crap. You wanna fight about it? You wanna take this outside, mate? Alright, anyways, now what we are going to do is right after this, we are going to finish our days, because we did not do that. So we're going to declare a variable called new days. And we are basically going to add the console days, which we did up here, to our token days, which we did somewhere right here, time. And what that's going to do is give us our new time that we're going to add to the console. Otherwise, if we just added the token time, what that would do is say the user had 5 days on their account and they redeemed a 3-day token. What that would do is it would give them 3 days and take away their other 2 from where they had 5. What we want to do is give them 8 days. So how we're going to do that is declare new days, and then we're going to do console days plus token days. And that's a problem a lot of people had, and I have no idea why. Alright, which then again, half the people who have some of this stuff have got it from my leaked stuff. So we're going to do new days. Alright, we got that. So after we've updated the console, that was the last thing we needed to do. So we are going to check to see if that failed by doing a check if I will stop lagging. There we go. SQL update console. If it failed, we are going to echo another status. Any day now. Alright, I wasn't looking at the screen. I was just talking, which I do a lot of. Okay. Status, and where I'll set it to the 4th one. Now that I think of it, I don't know why I declared so many statuses if I was only going to go to 4. So let's, I don't know, we'll leave them in there. Alright. So the next thing we're going to want to do is go down here and create an else. Whoops, I am lagging again. Else. And basically, if this final query did succeed, we are just going to echo the very first part of our status array, which is success. Boom. Wait, hold on. No. I didn't declare it like that, so I need to do 1. Okay. It's not a regular array. Okay, got it. So now that we got all that, that is basically all we have to do. Well, okay. Now all I have to do is test it, and then that is it. I will put a download for it in the description, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I will be making lots more tutorials about server stuff, mostly just the redeem token. I think I'm going to do like 3 more episodes of this, one for maybe declaring it in your listener, and one for declaring it in your server, and then maybe a last one for actually how to open a menu to type in the token and send it off to the server. But I will be doing other server videos as like 24-hour intervals. I will show you how to add that, which surprisingly is the easiest thing you have probably ever done with your server if you have one. Once I tell you how to do it, you're going to want to go bang your head against a wall, because it's that easy. But anyways, like I said, I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe for more, and I will put a download in the description. Thanks for watching.